All right, well, I'm just now getting in, so good afternoon, everyone. This is Terry Quator. It is a nice, subtle Tuesday. Happy Veterans Day for those of you who have served. Thank you for your services, your service, I should say. So I apologize for getting some of those terms wrong, but to some people, it's a good gesture. For some, it feels old sometimes, and some people say it's half-hearted. It's really not. I mean, I tried to serve. They didn't let me serve very long. But that's a whole different story. But I hope everyone's doing well today. It's a nice, simple afternoon. I apologize for getting started a little bit late. It's 4:36 p.m., but at least I'm not starting super late this time. I'm just doing some Blue Protocol Star Residence for a little bit because if I still have time before I need to make dinner later, I'm hoping to do some Lightyear Frontier because I just tried a little bit of that over the weekend, and I find it highly relaxing. So some of you who watch this stream might actually get a kick out of it, and if you do like it, when I'm talking about Lightyear Frontier, if you like what you see there, it is definitely on Xbox Game Pass. They say it's a pre-release game, but that's a whole different litany, or a whole litany of different things there. But for now, I'm still doing Blue Protocol. I enjoy this style of MMO because I used to play Avabel Online a lot. I mean, I still have my account, and I've been playing, I think, since like halfway through year one. So it's been over 11 years of me playing Avabel Online. It's borderline unplayable for new players now. A lot of the equipment I have in there is just unusable because they changed so many things, and so much of that is now locked behind their paywalls and gotcha systems in Avabel. But it's an old mobile MMO. But anyway, I have a whole bunch of tasks I have to do. I still have all of my event, which are all of the submission things. I've already completed a few of them, like artisanry. I've completed gemology and the mineralogy. I've already completed those three because that's easy for me because well, that's what I worked on really hard just so I can make some stuff I've already replaced. But anyway, let's see. I do want to work on, I think it was I don't know, which one was it? I wanted to work on botany. And a lot of that is also because, first I need to check the store. Not bad. I made 41,000. Well, you can't see. Let me see if I can pull that aside. So last night when I played very briefly. I made about 41,918 Lunos. So yeah, that's a good amount of sales there. So let's go ahead and withdraw that. This arachnocrab, I just cannot get it to sell. So this is the last time I'm trying. No one wants that, and unfortunately I can't blame them. The unfortunate thing that I'm saving up for is that these Meowlix premium cards, the value is just pumping up. Just yesterday, I watched it go up from 923 million or 923,000 to 978,000. Now it's 1.02 million. So yeah, I've got about another 100,000 more Luno to go to get another premium card, but the value of these just keep going up. That's unfortunate, but that should be attainable by, hopefully by Thursday. I could get another one because they did put some new stuff in here. If you look at the, well, I don't think they put anything new in fashion. No, they didn't, because a lot of the stuff is much more premium. Yeah, there's nothing new here. Nothing in the mystery store. I can't really get any of this. Let's see. I already did most of this. Got everything I needed here. But I definitely need to go and do more for the brain fart. The Pioneer Awards. There we go. The Pioneer Awards, because I need some more stuff. But yeah, this is the new item that they just put in, the Xenomimic pack, which I've already seen people have. These ones down here, I've seen people wearing this, and it's locked for me. I have no idea how to unlock this. And most people get it for this little feature here. They change its color. I've seen people with like crimson red down here. But these ones that are locked, oh, they got this. Whoa. How in the world do you get... Oh, I think I understand now. I think what it is... So let's go ahead and skip that. It's this right here is this one. So it's the same as that, and this one is... I don't know. Let's see. The rose set for... I think it's this. Let's see. I'm just going to skip that because that's obnoxious. Yeah, it's this set here. And I have no idea what... Huh? Let's see. It is... Let's see. Custom fashion silhouettes, chloral solarista set. So these are more valuable. But as you see, this one... Wow. That one actually looks kind of cool. And then there's... Well, there's that. I don't know what that's... I think it's... What is this 2? Not 100% sure. Wait. Let's see. Outfit skin, Awakened Divine. Oh no, that's the name of it, but let's see. Hang on. It's got to be to one of these two. It might be this one. Maybe? I don't know. But the one that people are really going for right now is the Xeno Mimic. I know Lily wants the royal attire, but kind of what I'm after trying to do is get this weapon skin right here. I might go for that. I could go for one of the gift boxes. What I could do right now is I could get another hair, but I'm saving up and it's slow going. It is very, very slow. Very slow going, but you know, I have time. Anyway, the main thing I need to focus on is, you know, making that Luno. So let's take a look here. What I have noticed is that what sells really well are the dyes, but I need to do more in botany. And some of the stuff I want to start doing, I need these, but I can't get them yet because I made the mistake of putting mastery into something else instead of putting it into like Herb Novice, which would be this one here, which is Herb Novice. Herb Mastery Pro. Oh boy. I could get it in Herb Mastery Novice. So for now, what the only one I can do are these mushrooms. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of these. Hopefully I can get some of these to drop to make some sales. But I need that mastery coin. So let's see. They're all right here. The closest I can do... Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll just go here. Screw it. All right, so we're gonna pick mushrooms, and hopefully that gets some more of what we need for botany. Well, then I can turn that in and up the botany points even more, so I can get the mushroom hat. I'm almost there on getting my mushroom hat, and just completing the botany skill at level 20, and then I can start doing more stuff. I will have to go down there in a little bit. I really should change my mount if I'm wearing this outfit. But yeah, the dyes are definitely going to be the among the highest lasting high value items will definitely be dye, because that's something that's more or less disposable and high use. So let's go ahead and get some of these. Let's see if we get lucky and find anything sellable. No, we got buds. Crud. That's the other thing, is the drop rate on that apple is low, so that's why might be why the apple is higher value. But what I'm not liking is how low its drop rate is, and I don't like that my computer does that to me. Thought it was done doing that. No, I'm only getting honor coins and meadow mushrooms, but I am not getting that apple. Wait, did I get the... No, I got the honor coin. All right, let's see. I should get it soon. See, as soon as I get that honor... There we go. now I got the mastery coin. That's what I meant, the mastery coin. So now I can go into botany, mastery, and I need to go to herb novice. Herb novice, and let's go ahead and unlock that. And that is where we're going now, because it is an item I actually need. It is an item I need because there is another alchemy skill that I have unlocked that requires that little piece of whatever that is. I'm noticing one of the really hard to get skill books is Verdant Oracle. And I'm a Verdant Oracle. And that's where a lot of people are getting their much, much higher brain fart ability score is within the advancing their skills rather than just upgrading. So let's get some snowflake parsley. Let's see, seedlings, snowflake parsley. Let's see, I'm going to take a look at what the snowflake parsley is real quick. Inventory. Hey, I got an apple. Just snowflake parsley. I have not gotten that flower. I only got one of these, which means while this is those are high value items, it looks like they're a pain in the butt to get. And if they're a pain in the butt to get, doing this might not be worth it. And if it's not worth it, then I'll have to find another method of making the Luno Botany level 18. So I got the mushroom hat. Gotta wait a minute for it to pop up. Now I am going to have to go to the Tokiwa grass. That's what you're looking for, is Tokiwa grass. But I only got one out of all these harvests. That is not good. The drop rate is atrociously bad. And there's Sweet Pea. Hi, Sweet Pea. What do you want? Gonna let the cat in. My neighbor's cat is here because he won't leave. Let's see, how many points do I have left again? 120, so that's not bad. No, Sweet Pea. Come on. We're just barely into this. All right, there's 100 remaining, so I can do 5 more. And think, if I've done 200 points worth, and I've only gotten like one of those pieces of whatever, that shows you just how bad the drop rate is. So you'd have, while those items are high value, you'd have much better luck either making dye, because you can get the pigments through normal harvesting and mining means, through those modest means that doing either dye or getting the focus gems and minerals would have a higher degree of return, is what I'm seeing so far. But that should be the last one I get. Okay, she's being extra determined. So let's see how many of those we got. I only got 2 out of 200 of the points I used. No, 300 of the points I used, because I used 100 doing the mushrooms, and I only got 1 apple. Here, let's go ahead and batch open these real quick. But if you think about it like that, that is a horrendous drop rate. So I can go to the trade center, and today I can only make 3,247. Oh wait, these are sellable too. Oh, I got so lucky. Hang on. Let's go ahead and sell this. So it's a good value item. So if you get more of these apples, that's great. So that'll give me 3,084 when it sells, and they should sell. This will make you 3,444, but no, I'm not touching these. I need these, and I don't remember how many I need. And these are only worth 110, so let's go ahead and put it at 110, which should net me 21,736 on the snowflake parsley. So let's go ahead and sell those. And the mushrooms I'll also sell, also go for 110. And that'll give you 7,524 if they sell. I'm going to sell those. Before I'm done, okay, I have no more diddle man and a fiddle. No, I gotta fix this. Sweet Pea's been really messing with me. There we go. There we go. That's the right kind of light you want. All right, let's get some more of these. And what are these? Oh, season pass XP. Okay. And oh, good, some Luno or ruby or rose orbs. There we go. Just a few of them. And I'll get one more when I do that. And I do know I need to. My season pass is pretty much done. I'm just waiting for the next one. Yeah, it's done. It is done. Now let's see. I did get one more of these. Where can I put that? Let's see. I could put it in the pink musk or the whisper. Well, I can't do it in whispering orchid, but I'd have to do it in like mastery. I could put it there, or let's see. What have I got in culinary? Because let's see. I've got fast cooking already done. Gem crafting. No, I can't do gem yielding pro yet. Let's see. What do I want to do? Oh, she's playing stuff again. Let's see. What do I want to do? I'm kind of on the side where I want to do more botany. So I'm going to go to the botany and I'm going to put... Ooh, no. Dang it, I can't put it there. What about fast... No, I don't want fast gathering. Believe it or not, fast gathering can kind of shoot you in the foot a little bit. Let's see, what does fruit do? Hang on. Gives you those... It also gives you the apples? But why? I wonder how much these are valued. The Umu fruit or the... How much is an azure fruit worth? Let's see. Let's check the trading center. Azure fruits are 119. Whoa. You see this right here? This number here is, I think, what someone was talking about where someone is duplicating. And that's why their value is so much lower. So these kind of people are tanking the market. Because I don't know what or how people are duplicating. We've been trying to... Players have been trying to investigate, but those who have the information are not sharing. And they're also not exactly sharing who is duplicating. Which, if no one is able to figure out who's doing the actual duplicating, then we can't exactly report them. It almost makes you wonder if maybe what is going on is the developers are lowering the prices while raising the price of items people want. But that's a whole different accusation that you kind of want to be careful about, you know? But I think what I'm going to do is I'll hold on to this mastery coin. But it just means that's going to be there for a while. What's going on right now? Oh, the street theater's going on. It's almost done, though. All right, so that means the next thing I need to do, I believe, is here. Because I need more of these primordial cores, but I could get the primordial core from the Storm Goblin King. I could do that. In fact, it's a lot more tempting to get it from the Storm Goblin King. So let's go ahead and go to the Storm Goblin King and see if anyone's even there. Let's see, it should be coming up here really soon. Oh yeah, I forgot to check and see how much hay and soil I just got, because if I got enough, I should be able to turn that in. And no, I don't think I'm going to be completing any of the Chaotic Mastery. I've just barely been able to get into it because I'm only 14,922 as a... Well... I'm a support class, and every time I try to join with a group, Everyone says they want to be support, and I have to be the captain, which means I'm not supposed to be the support. It's been funkalicious, I should say. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start searching around. We only have 50 lines, so I'm on line 4. Let's try 47. Odd numbers are usually really good. And I apologize. I should get that hair down a little bit. Feels like I'm going to need some throat coat tea really soon. See, the Tempest Ogre I like almost always see. Let's try line 2. 2 is crowded, and 1 is full. That makes sense, and looks like most everyone is waiting here for that, for the Tempest Ogre, which should be here in about 4 minutes. Is that right? Let's take a look again. I think it's in 4 minutes, because I think people said the ones that are on the right are the ones that are on the hour. And everyone on this side is every half of the hour on the hour. Or every hour on the half hour. So we're waiting on Storm Goblin King. How many of those can I do? I can do 4. I can do 4 of them. Let's see. I'll hold on to these because I don't remember which ones I need. Let's open these up real quick. And I could batch use these. I'll wait. All right, so that's what we're doing. We're just waiting. CLFM. Oh, right. Mastery difficulty. I actually like the color scheme. They just have Rosalina-esque hair right there. That's kind of cool. Kind of like that. Look at that. That's awesome. Did a good job with that. They're like, hey, you get away from me. Don't worry, just streaming, checking out what you did there. Good job, Spin. All right, so yeah, so we've got 2-minute mark. And this thing is just gonna get absolutely bodied, unless it's one of the Void Goblins. I could turn around and use my Frost Mage, but Frost Mage is still being... I'm not working on the Frost Mage as much right now, and that's because I'm putting all of my effort into Verdant Oracle to make it as obnoxious for the world enemies as possible. And so far, I'm doing well. I can actually technically solo Mastery 1 difficulty. Let's see. Got some messages here. Okay, just the typical bots liking what I say on X, but that's okay. Bots are bots. So long as I'm not doing bot follows or anything like that. I do not like bot follows, and I do not like buying followers. I think that's absolutely cheating the system. And I know it's like, you only get ahead and do that. Well, they've cracked down on it, too. Let's see. No. Jimmy Kimmel's band leader and childhood friend just died. And it looks like they just announced Jimmy Kimmel's friend died 6 minutes ago. That was the headline my phone went off for. So Cleto Escobedo. I believe he was on Timcast IRL. Was he the one that was on Timcast IRL one time for not getting the COVID shot? Or is that another one of the band members that was kicked off? But either way, this is Kimmel's childhood friend. He died. He was only 59. Well, let's see if they say why. Hang on. Oh, he's the one? Dang, he's a handsome fella. Oh, there it is. And, yep, look at that. It is not going to get bodied as hard as I thought it would. Whoa, it moved. Hey, no, come here. I want that. No, oh, that's what I messed up on. Whoops. All right, so it is indeed the... Oh, boy, look at that. Ooh. Oh, the lag is atrociously bad. It's so bad I'm having trouble getting my my stag charged up. What the? How did he get? Okay, so that's how bad the lag. Oh wow, the lag is bad. I should not have been on this channel. Come on, there we go. Press that one. All right, a little more. There we go. Come on. I have no idea what just happened, but the lag is among the worst I've seen. And they did just put out an announcement on their Discord Friday or Saturday saying that they were addressing this problem. I think it's too big of a problem. I just don't think their server lines were built to handle this degree of chaos. If it's on my end, the possibility of what I could do is reduce how many graphics I'm seeing on the screen at once by changing either how many players I see on field or how many of their attacks I see. See, that's how bad the lag is. I was able to pump that many of those out before it registered that it was used. All right, I pressed that. Yeah, that's like a 3-second delay. All right, should break in. It should break in a moment. You know how I said it should break? I just don't know how much damage we're actually going to be able to do to it in that time. Oh, it is really bad. All right, that gave it the stag charge. I just gotta wait a while on it. Okay. Oh, it's getting mad. It's just hard to tell if it's getting mad, you know? This is not like registering right now. Yeah, I think I'm going to skip ahead to like line 10 and see how that goes. Because this is just, oh, this is bad. And anyone who's on line 1 waiting for this guy is going to be pissed that we did line 2. Come on. How many of those do I need to pump out? All right. Ooh, lucky ruby necklace. Now, do I get what I need? Nope. Dang. All right, so let's go to... I said I was going to go to line 10, see if I have any better luck there, because, oh, jeez Louise, that was bad. And afterward, if we want, I'll try to pull up AP's article on... oh, no. All right, I'm going to wait on a few more people, and then we're going to go on the attack, but it looks like it's another... oh, they're also... All right, they did not hesitate. We're going for it. Yep. They did not hesitate. All right, they just went for it, so I'm just going to do everything I can to help out. We'll get a few more people to show up here in just a minute. More than enough to survive this onslaught. If I pay attention. See, more people just showed up. All right. Edelman still has aggro, so they're doing really good with their role. All right, there we go. Now stack charge. Go. All right, that's going to break. Hold off. Give everyone some resistances. Well, that should go down. We're going to go to page 11. Did I get one? Nope. All right, so we're going to go to page 11. Or line 11. We're just going to go on in. Should still be there. I'm going to do 2 more. And then we're going to go on to the rest of our... Resk? Oh, come on, people. We're all lopsided. All right, line 12. Okay, so line 13. All right, line 13. Are we lucky? People really want this Storm Goblin King. And they just finished it off. Okay, line 14. Line 27. Let's try that. 27. Take that. I remember I've seen Rose Omega a few times in the fields. Oh, were you trying to hurt me? Apparently, if you're not I almost said blighted. No, it's a void type. You do a lot less damage, huh? Well, have fun with that. I guess 27 was a good option, so after this we're going to try 28. Eat deer. Oh no! Take that. Yeah. All right, so we're doing good. So we're doing well on this one. Yeah, we're gonna go to line 28 after this one, see if that's the last of them that we can. Well, I could do more, but I have everything I need for now. Yeah, this thing's just getting absolutely bodied. All right, let's open that one. Not what I need. Dang, they're being really rough. Tough crowd. Tough crowd. All right, land 28. And we're just gonna go ham on them. No, we're not. 29. Nothing. Okay, 30. We're running out of lines. Come on, give me one more. Just one more. Nada. 31. Nada. 32. Man, I think they already cleared through all the Storm Goblin Kings. There is a chance that in the matter of 11 minutes, they're all gone. 33. Might already be gone. Dang. And I don't want to use that key up by accident. Let's see, 34. Whoa, I think they're on page line 35 is what that just said, so I gotta hurry. No, line 25. Okay, let's try 35. Nope. All right, so yeah, there. Let's see, 36. Okay, wow, we're out of Storm Goblin Kings. I might have to find a Goblin King. I mean, I don't really need one, but it. Ow, jerk! I just got here. Give me what I want. Yes, I got one. Oh, that was a pain in the butt. All right, so seasonal hub. Get you. And that's everything I can do for now. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is just open it up because it is what I... Hey, sellable stuff. What are Starforge crystals for again? Oh, we're finding various gear. Okay, well, I'm going to sell them for now because I don't need it quite yet. Oh, come on. I don't need the Shield Knight. All right, so I've already sold all of these, so that gave me 29,000. Oh, these haven't sold yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and sell this. It's worth 10,000. Wow, not bad. 10,000. Wow. Okay. Let's sell these too. I don't need them. Whoa. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, I'll sell those. All right. You are also sellable. It goes for 8,118. So that, hey, that was a pretty good haul this time. Hopefully. All right, let's sell you too. Wow. Don't mind if I do. Let's see. It says 30,110, so it'll give me 28,000 after tax. Don't mind if I do. That was a decent haul for doing 4 boxes. Or 4 boss chests. Let's just say it like that. Boss chests. All right. So what do we have? What is going on? What is this saying I can do? Oh, I don't want to do the Ancient City Patrol right now. I'm going to go enhance some gear. Oh, wait. Before I do, I need to go to Aster Leads. I need to go to here. I need to do that first and then check and see if I got any Pioneer Awards. And if I did, I'm going to see if I can unlock them right away so I can, you know, get my goodies. Oh, it's that one again? Ah, whatever. All right, I'm just going to do a single. That's all I need to do. I'm just going to do this twice. No, I was probably on different lines. Yeah, honestly, I may have been on different lines. Plus, we're not in a party, so I wouldn't see you so easily. But that would have been awesome had I seen you. Because if you still need to do this, I can party you up real quick and get you in on this because you need some of these parts too. But you only get 2 attempts, I think, which means I have to actually do this one. Take this. But I'll add you to my party for the next... Oh, there he goes. Oh, were you trying to hurt us? I got that shield up right in time. I wonder if it'd be long enough for this. Let's see... Nope, it wasn't long enough, so I'll just do that real quick. And boom! I want that. I want that. Ah! Oh, I touched one. Dang it. Alright. Boo. Then again, I don't get... oh, you don't have to log back in. It's entirely up to you. I know you got a lot going on too. I still haven't been able to get the thing for this. I've actually noticed that Denville is slightly weaker to attack in this stage. Which really doesn't last long. I couldn't go with them. I got stuck behind Denville. I tried to do a shadow dash along with him, but Denville was in front of me, so all I did is shadow dash into his dinghy. Let's pretend I didn't say that. Yeah, Sweepy's upset right now. Oh, I think I understand. Oh, I only got 3 of them. Boo. It'll do. So I'll find out if Lilia wants to do the next one, but it's up to her. But before she even does that, I'm going to see how many more Pioneer Award points I need. Oh, right. There's a way I can check that. I don't have to go all the way back over there. I can just kind of go up here. All right, let's see. Pioneer Award says, fine, I do have to go there. God dang it. All right, so I do have to go over there. Boo. All right, Stella, let's see what we do. Check. Awesome. Man, I've already gotten all of them. Okay, so what do I want? I'm going to do this one. And I'll do this one. These are valued the same. And I'll do this one. All right. Here we go. Boom. Got my Pioneer Awards already. That's actually kind of cool. So now that I've done that, I think Lilia is busy right now. All right, so I'm going to wait on Lilia. She's like, I'm done. Hurry your tushy. My patooties, I should say. I think... Do I need to get her out of here? All right. Let's see. Farans. Moon is on. Lilia is online now. Moon's on. Moon is actually someone I met over the weekend. They're pretty cool. They're a verdant healer like myself. Invite sent successfully. Nicholas is my friend Kara. He's also pretty cool. Joined the party. Profile. Blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm gonna drag Lilia in here. Single duel. Challenge. Better not hit cancel this time. She has accidentally done that. She did that a few nights ago. It's like, okay, we're ready to do this dungeon. Cancel. And she did it twice in a row. Like, oops. Don't worry, there was a time I tried to go into a random party and I forgot to hit accept, so it canceled everyone out. And I was like, I'm sorry. Oh, right. I'm going to skip that. All right. Take that. And boink. No, you're good. You don't need to run around grabbing the purple orbs in this. I was seeing if the more corruption we had, the better chances we had to get the weapon skin. But I haven't figured out a trick to increase the chances to get that. I think it is the more people you have in a party, the better. And this is the one scene in the entire game that's unskippable. One. And it's the loudest one. You're like, no skipping for this. Why? Ow. No, you get away from me. I don't want to be in your little bubble. Eat deer. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the only one of these I can do with you because I already did one. I might be able to do a second one for it. Hey, look at all that corruption you got on you. Man, he must have really hated you. I think I might be able to do one more for you. I just won't get any rewards out of it. I got 4 out of it. Awesome. Which means I should have an even number. Whatever that means. All right, I'm going to see if I can do one more for Lilia. It's kind of tempting to switch over to my Frost Mage for the next one, but she's already a DPS, and there's a chance that if you do that, you're not going to have a NPC Verdant Oracle with you. So we're just going to do this for her to get it out of the way for her. What? Oh, it's just saying I used up my normal difficulties, which means it's just for Lilia now. Which is fine. She gets her one more of this, and then I can go reforge and upgrade my chess piece. Good. Yeah, he's gonna blink out right now. Yep, there we go. And shaboink. Here, everyone. Let's get that fixed up too. Wow. Why does it always warp me back here? Yeah, Lily is going to need that. Once again, the unskippable. Sweet Pea's back there. She's like, you know what? I'm going to get under the blanket. I don't know why. It's really warm today after we had 2 days of freezing temperatures. It's a little more resistant this time. Well, that's new. I've not seen him break before. Eat my deer. My deer were the finishing blow. That's awesome. All right, let's do some upgrades. See what we can get our battle power to. Or not battle power, our ability points. Not going to be that high because I don't have the right ability books. And that's what I need, those little weed-looking things. Grass. They look like grass. But that's what I need those for when I do alchemy, but I'm out of focus points. So I might be able to do... I'll take a look at alchemy because I got to go there later anyway. Come on. Okay. She's back at it. All right, let's go do some upgrades. Yeah, I'm trying to get used to the control. Oh, come on, Sweet Pea. All right, let's do Reforge. Actually, first, let's go here. It's saying I can Reforge this, and let's see if I don't cause problems. Let's do it. Boom! Okay, level 7 is next. And I need 5 more of these. All right, she turned it completely off. Just a moment. So entertaining for her. All right, Reforge time. What do I want to Reforge? Well, first I want to make sure that I'm wearing all my level 60s. Not yet. I need... This one's almost there. That's the one I need to focus on right now. So let's focus on this bracelet. And let's see if it gets it over first. And if it does, then I'll switch to it. Yup, there we go. All right, let's make sure that's it. The shoes swapped. All right. Everything's level 60. Everything's going to be level 60 now. Awesome. All right. Come on. All right. Gear. Bracelet. Right bracelet. Replace. Boom. Got that upgrade. Hexagonal Warrior 7? No, it's just Hexagonal Warrior 3. Okay. So it's my ability. Oh, really? Hang on. I broke 15,000. That means I should be able to do level 2, maybe level 3 mastery. Let's see. Star Resonance Master. Okay. But let's go ahead and we're going to talk to him again. Let's see. What are we upgrading now? Because now we're at the point where we can start perfecting everything. That's perfected. This is perfected with... Oh, you know what? Let's do Dismantle first. Dismantle. Got to keep that one for now. I'll dismantle this, which was range damage versus this one being healer. Help. Wait, what? Okay, so yeah. So this one's range damage. Let me do a comparison first, actually, but I really need to be careful. Let me take a look here. So this one is shield 3% versus this one being range damage. Ooh, I think I'm going to hold on to it and see if I can perfect this one. That might actually do better, but I like having stronger shields. But if I'm out doing world hunts, it's negligible at best. All right, let's start by dismantling before I do more. Let's dismantle this one. I need to keep this. Let's see. I can get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. I'll hold on to this one for now because I do have the storm whatever thingy. So I'll hold on to it. I can get rid of you. It gives me stuff I don't need whatsoever. It's kind of a bummer. I can get rid of you for sure. I'm not going to need you yet. I'll get rid of you. Still doesn't give me what I need. Get rid of you, get rid of you. Get rid of you, get rid of you. Oh, hey, I get some more of these. Awesome, finally. Get rid of you. All right, let's get rid of all these. Boom, I only got 2 more. I'll take it. I'll take what I could get. Let's see. That's perfection. That's perfection. That's perfection. 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 Almost. Let's see. What's the closest? The ring is probably the closest, which also gives me a shield. So yeah, I might start swapping out. Do I have enough to do that? So the next one closest is this ring. So let's go ahead and get the ring perfected. All right, perfected with haste 42. Let's get these shoes worked on. All right, let's get you worked on. Look at that. Versatility and mastery 42. I will take mastery. I'll take mastery. All right, that's done. That's mastered. Mastered. Let's see which one I want to do next. The next closest is... All right. This one, and I've got that gem on here. So let's go ahead and do the charm, which has range damage 1%. Which gets me at haste 42. That increases the speed in which my abilities regen. Let's see. So the next one is going to be the diamond necklace. Let's go ahead and get that. All right, that puts it at 55. There we go. We are almost to that gold trophy. We're almost there. Awesome. Now let's see. Mastered. Or perfection, 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 55, perfection, perfection. So 2 more, just the right bracelet and the necklace. And once those are done, we should be getting, let's see, Path of Growth. We should be getting this gold trophy, and that'll put me at 3. Which means I'll need 2 more. Which next 2 should I be working on? Let's see. Surging Battle Will. Magical Creatures. I'm at 13 of 32 and 12 of 32 here. So these are 2 possibles. But I need to be hasty. We're running out of time. Because we've already been at this for a month. Let's see. Daily Slays. Got that one. I'm surprised I got this one. But it's been surprising. As a support class, I have gotten top performance several times. Let's see, magical creatures, that's what I'm working on. This one's not going to happen. I do not expect this one to happen at all. Echoes of the Ruins. It's been really hard to get into the Stamen Vaults because I'm so far behind. Let's see. Check Star Footprints. Let's see. I need to be working on this one. I am way, way behind. I've only gotten 6,000 of the 30,000 that I have until January to finish. I should have already been at 10,000 reputation. So to catch up on this one's going to be near impossible. This one's not going to happen. This one's not going to happen. I can't get enough people in my guild. And those who are watching, if you want to join, I'll put my information up. Maybe that's what I should do sometimes. Like, hey, Oh, jeez, they're fighting. All right, well, I'm gonna have to close my door. Give me a moment. Let me turn my camera off real quick and get that swapped over. Nope, I locked it. Oh, sorry about that. I thought was my microphone muted this entire time? I gotta ask, was my microphone muted this entire time? I'm gonna have to check that because I thought it wasn't. I could have Lilia tell me, possibly, but I don't know if she's been watching it all. Well, actually, if she's said stuff, she may have. But what I was saying, I'm not going to be able to complete the guild cargo because I just don't have the guild members. Kind of my own fault. I'm not the most social of people, and when it comes to advertising, I suck, as you can tell with these streams. I'm not good with advertising. All right, Power of Luno. This one's a good possibility because I'm 1 month in, and I've already passed the halfway mark for this Luno one. But I need another just over 1.5 million to get this one. So I should be able to get this one in a couple weeks, which is good. Luck. That's a tough one. You got to make 80 wishes on this one. And you get this cool box out of it, which means I can get this blouse because I have this skirt. So if I get the blouse, awesome. No, yeah. And I think I have these shoes, but I kind of want the blouse to get that, to go with that skirt. But it's been hit or miss. And then, so there's a possibility I could hit this one, but I don't have the finances to be plunging into that. Excuse me. And let's see. This was my first gold. Let's see, bond linking. Yeah, I should be able to get this one. One of the easiest ways to get friendship points, though, is actually through just even if you solo dungeons, you can get that one just by spamming the crap out of it. So I could get this one as my next. And I haven't gotten any 5-star fish, so I don't expect this one. And I don't expect to get this one. I could do a lot of fishing, but I just don't do much fishing. I mean, look, I've only gone fishing 35 times. And let's see, there's one here. But guess what I really hate? Have you seen me? You may have seen me once go to that private island. What is that called again? I don't see. That's how seldom I go. I do not bother with the personal space. That's what it is, the personal space. And there are no golds here. This one, I don't expect to happen. The drop rate for the Shadow Hunter sucks. And I'd rather spam world bosses than spam the dungeons. For me, I think what it is that makes me bothered by it so much, the load time. Let's see. That would be my stepbrother messaging me. Sort of sell it with that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah, I showed him in a meme video. Now I remember. I was first trying to see, like, what the heck is he saying? Now I remember. So there's this one I could try to go for. I just hate spamming the dungeons. The load time's awful. And there are none here. So there aren't a whole lot of options for me to try to get some trophies. So which one was I focusing on again? I could do the friendship points. That'll get me one more. I'm almost there with... Which one was it again? I think it's... I could do this one. The next one I'm working on was it Ruins? Where did it go? Path of Growth, that's where it was. It's this one. I'm almost there with that one. If I spam mastery difficulty, I could get there slowly by getting 2 more per run. So So I could try to get this one, and that'll give me perfection at all times. So I'm almost there. Now let's let's take a look. Yeah, that put me up another just under 500 ability score. So the main one that's going to really get you there is here. So if we go to details and you do the advanced, I just do not have advanced books, and getting that one sucks. I have so many of the other books, but this book I just don't have. Let's see, what can I do? That's 30, that's 30, that's 30, 30, 30, 30. So all those are level 30, so I don't need to worry about that. Tier 3, Tier 3, Tier 3, Tier 2, Tier 1. So the next one I need to do is Grove Wish. And let's see, that's level 2, and that one. I could switch this to the Shadow Captain. He does more, but I can't use it as often. What I've noticed is that using the S tier or the SR tiers, the cooldown time is 150 freaking seconds. How bad is it going to be when you use Tina? 150 seconds, and also let's see, versatility, rapid fire. You know what? This looks like in some ways has a higher versatility than Tina. I could put Tina on the second one, but that leaves me not being able to use this Ogre, which is a level 2. And I don't have many options to increase my ability score just yet. But let's see if I can turn in Botany. Speaking of Botany, where are you? There you are. All right, let's get my reward. I want my hat. Thank you for the hat. Let's put on the hat. Give me the hat. Yoink. You look at that. Look at that little hat. Oh, it jiggles. It jiggles. All right, I like that. All right, so I got my hat. All right, let me turn into Botany. Botany, Botany, Botany. Let's see if I got enough. If I didn't, then I know exactly where I need to... Okay, well, I can't go there yet. All right, let's go get it. All right, Botany. We're going to do the wood branch because the branch cluster has a lower... doesn't drop as many, so we're just going to go there, and the easiest way is over here. Hey, look, things I can do. All right, well... Man, I don't want to have to try to get the Shadow Hunter. I really don't want to do that. I hate the dungeons. But, oh, it's this. We almost went the wrong way. Wait, what? Dang it. All right. It was up this one right here. Oh, there's someone here. Hi, what's up? I'm taking your... Oh, dang. You know what? Hang on. I'm just going to go to line 41. Take it. Take it or leave it. A lot of people are starting to realize you get plenty of resin here, but not with the highest tier branch cluster. It's silly, but it's true. Yeah, no one's here. I'll take it. Wow, I didn't get any resin for that? What's going on? Did they take the resin out? What's going on? They lowered the drop rate of resin? To get resin all the time with this. What's going on here? There's some resin. Yeah, it does look like the resin drop rates dropped. So I might go for the twig and see if that changes. Some more resin. Gold Napo, North Frost Ogre. Let's see, what did they say? It was line 154. North of the Frost Ogre. I don't remember ever doing a golden Napo. I've always done the silver, but not the gold. So I'm going for it. All right, so 154. And they said north of the Frost Ogre. So here's the Frost Ogres right here. So it's got to be like right there. So I'm going to go to the Cliff Ruins. No, I'm going right here. It'll be faster. North of the Frost Ogre. All right, let's go. Go, 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 go. Boom. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, kill the Napo! I'm gonna get you. I'm going for it too. I want that gold Napo. I've not done it before. I'll take it. And who the heck named themselves Hentai? And Weirdo. You're friends, aren't you? And someone else is named Durex? Oh, good lord, you freaking... And my throat itches now. It's my own fault for yelling like that. I got a little too excited. Oh, he's bodied. What do we get out of that? And let's see. Mystery toy. Ichan fireworks. What just happened? You're in the way. I don't remember what you're in the way of, but I'll find out. Suddenly, I'm flying in the air. I look so attractive like this. Hello, everyone. Oh, I'm about to go flying again, aren't I? It's so bad I can't see when my attacks are being lit off. My brain farted a little. That didn't sound right. Oh, no. He's going to reset. If he resets, I'm leaving. Don't let him leave. Do not let him run away. We've got him too far from his combat zone. Yeah, he's getting ready to run. Oh, man. Fancy seeing you here or something. He's gone. All right, let's go back to where I wanted to go. All right, back to here. Gonna get some more resin. Let's see if someone says another gold Napo's out there. That'd be kind of nice. There we go. Let's see if how the resin goes again. Let's take a look here. Got some more resin this time. I used to get more resin though, so I'm gonna do some comparisons sometime. See, no resin on that one. That's weird. What we got going on here? No resin there. Oh wait, no, I got one resin. Wow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to warp here. And I'm going to switch to the twig and see if the twig drops more resin than the tree branch does. They may have done some adjust. I don't need to change target. I'll just go there. Wait, why did I get a stag charge out of that? Let's use it on this. I don't think he liked it. Alright, let's just get out of the way. Man. Alright, let's see how the twigs do. How's it going, Batosai? I don't know about going to someone's Discord. I don't know though, because if I don't know them, it's with how Discord's been, it's a security risk. Call me paranoid if you want, though. That's fine. You can call me paranoid. Let's see. I've got about the same amount of resin right there, but it does look like the drop rate on resin has gone down, and that's unfortunate. So now that I've gotten the drop rate, let's see, that one's still getting hang on, let's go to life skill again. Wait, what did I, oh yeah! It's the first time I found a golden apple, so I'll take it. That gave me 25 points out of being able to do that one. All right, I'll take it. I'm pretty sure these are the last ones. I have not seen one lovely Borlet, though. I've not seen anyone call out the lovely Borlet. Now, let's go here real quick. I only have 84, boo. But let's go ahead. I'm going to check the trade center and see how those have gone. That was a good... Oh yeah, I see what's going on here. I am not going onto someone's Discord I do not know. That is a general rule of thumb for me. So that's another 94,000 right there. How do we do? Okay, so we're at 1,080, and these are... I think I have enough. So I'm going to go purchase, and it was growth items, was it? No, it was appearance. All right. So it's 972,000 right now for the lowest end. So I am going to take it. And that leaves me with 108,000. But before I do anything else, I'm going to check the Meowlix Premium. Let's see. Whoa, look at that mount. That's actually kind of cool. And just as a rule of thumb, Niffler, if I don't know someone on Discord, I don't message them. And that is, again, a general rule of thumb for me. It's just something I don't do because I've had too many friends who have had their accounts hijacked just by speaking to someone. So 5 for these too. But the one I'd probably want first is the mini golem. But let's take a look at what this looks like. Oh, the preview for it's nice. It's like freaking Zoids right here. Hey, I like the Zoids. But one of the newer Zoids things I saw, I'm gonna be honest, it was I do not like the Zoid series where they were mounted on top and stuff like that. I didn't like that. I like Mecha. And the newest Zoid series that they did, I don't remember how old it is, but I tried to watch it. I don't think I could get through like one episode. And the other part is I'm used to a more adult theme in my mecha anime, and I've noticed with a lot of mecha anime, including Gundam, which is my favorite mecha series or franchise, is that more and more often they make it much more childlike. And what I've noticed with entertainment is that they have this idea of not treating kids as intellectually mature. So they keep dumbing it down to make it more and more toy-like rather than a mature theme that a lot of kids would appreciate if you treat them more like adults. And I don't mean like the boinky boinky, because that's just disgusting. Just treat them with a little more maturity and respect. How about that? See, I could get the Gal Crest. I really don't, but I'm saving up for either this or I might go for the Xeno Mimic because it's Lily who wants the royal attire. So I think I might go for Xeno Mimic, which looks like this. The only thing about it I don't really care for is the helmet. Excuse me. That's the main thing I don't care for is the helmet. but I do kind of like the outfit style. Oh! So I might go for that one. Yeah, I might go for that one. But it does mean I'm going to have to spam the crud out of Denzel's boss fight. I'm going to have to spam the crud out of that one. I don't look forward to it because... Ugh. But yeah, in the Meow Vault, let's see, I still only have 60 of these, and it resets, I think, monthly. Something like that. This one's a pain in the butt. I kind of like the hat. I'm 30 away from there, so I should be able to get it the next reset. Oh no, it's every half month, I think it said. Like every half month. I could technically get the eye patch, but if you notice me, I don't like eye patches. Another one I do kind of want is this mount. So I might just really save up on the Meow Vault. Or the Meow Coin. Which you only get from the Meowlix Member Center, and it sucks. And I'm a lot away from here. Let's see, the last thing I did in here was the glasses. That's what I did in here. I did the glasses. Let's see, they have this mount. I could go for that, but I don't know, man. All right, so. Let's see, it's about everything I can do in there right now. Okay, so before I do much else, I'll go ahead and I'll turn in that quest by going, I guess I'll go here. About the closest I can get. Let's see, I think I need to stop this closer to about 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So in about an hour is where I need to stop so I can feed my kids. And after that, if I still feel like streaming again, we're going to do the other game I talked about when I first started, which is, hey, look, the melon. Who is this? Hello? Load. 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 Glitched. Okay. It's just the watermelon skin. Looking good. And it won't load. Well, let's go ahead and get the botany turned in. I should have enough now. Botany. Let's see if that was enough. But then again, with the drop rate of the resin going down, the gem wax value may go up. Level 20, maxed out. Awesome. Which means I have my next gold reward. Botany, where are you? Botany, here you are. Mastery, give me my reward. It's my next gold. It's my third one, actually, because I've got mineralogy and gemology already. So let's see. Artisanry, almost there. But if you look at artisanry, if I really want to work on it, I'm getting close to the level 80s, which is at 32. So I could possibly really, no, I can't, because there's no way to get the Sovereign Alloy shards right now. But if I jump ahead to 37, I could possibly jump ahead of people and get a level 80 weapon. Of course, people will be really pissed if I do that. They'll be like, how did they do this? Because I worked for it. But I do suspect that level 80 is going to be coming out soon. Because we're coming up on part 2 of everything right now. Botany still hasn't given me the rewards. So the next one I'm going to do is I'll do alchemy. Which means I need to go get this, which is enigmite powder. So I'm gonna pull up a calculator real quick. So enigmite powder, you need to have 4 each of. So I can't believe I did that. So I'm just gonna put a 4 there. 4, and for the enigmite, I needed. All right, so L. So that was the alchemy, and I needed 40. So times 40. Yeah, I'm not good at head math, and I'm fine with that. I can live with it. So I need 160 units of the enigmite ore. are all I need. Because I've got plenty of the other stuff I need for it. Let's go get some enigma. Before I do that, you know what would be a really good idea? Go to life skill. We're going to go to mineralogy. No, it's gemology. And regular, and it's right here. And look at that. I can do granite. I don't know what I can use granite with right now, but I'll figure it out later. No! Concern it. Track. There. All right. Let's get ourselves some enigmite ore. So I need 104. What did I say? 140 or 160? Sorry. No, I don't like when those sneak up on you. The worst ones when you go to burp while you're talking and you have a mild hiccup and want to cough at the same time, you nearly puke every time. So be glad you don't do that. And if you do, I'm sorry. And this is the area you want. This is the perfect area where if you're not with anyone, this is the perfect spot for a perfect loop of enigmite. Muku King's here at line 76. For those who need the Muku King, it is here. I do not need the Muku King. I've actually completed that one. I think the one that I had the most trouble with is probably the Lizardman King. That one gave me a world of trouble. Of quartz. I haven't been able to get the enigmite yet. It is starting to look like they dropped the drop rate of a lot of the goal items. Let's take a look. Quartz. I got 4 pieces of enigmite that time. People are doing the Stemmen Vault, but let's see, Rana or enigmite. It'd be really nice if you could track up there, or up there in the top left, if you could put a tracker with a number for how many of these are you're getting, so you don't overdo it. But at the same time, it's just more stuff clogging up your user interface, honestly. I can understand why people wouldn't want it. But it does kind of look like your drop rate per thing. I mean, I got tourmaline or tourmaline. But let's see. It's four more pieces of enigmite. So out of the numbers I've done so far, I've got 19. Which is, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's definitely lower than what it was last week. I wonder if their drop rates change weekly. That's worth experimenting. If they change their drop rate per hit weekly, and that means if you have it, no, it's daily. Hang on. Let's go to Astraleads. I think it might be daily. If you go here to the guild center. What? Okay, map. Leads. Did I put track? Yes, like an idiot I did. So this is what you can test out. Maybe this is something you should do every time you start the game. But again, that's what I need to experiment with, because I remember they have a fortune tell. And some of this could be determined on your fortune for the day. So that is something you check every day. If it's not a great day, don't do a whole lot unless you just want to get a few things out of the way. Didn't I hit track? Hi. Oops, I turned too much. All right, hey you. Hi Nora. All right. Let's fortune telling. Let's steer. Favors business. So far, frog. Well, I don't know. It seems kind of silly, but it's worth looking into. But guess what they don't have? They don't have charms for frogs. So it could just be nothing. It could be a big old nothing burger. Life skill, go back to here. Gemology. Why am I even doing that? I know exactly where the... I'm getting really tired of that. Yeah, Sweet Pea wants in here right now, but she's getting... It's the evening, so she's getting a little temperamental right now. Plus the kids have been fighting, so... That's another weird thing with this game, is that there are certain words that are censored that are... Or certain words that are censored that should not be. Like, I can't mention my kids. Like, I can't say I need to go feed... I can't even say I need to feed the family. For some reason, that gets censored. And it's like, I'm going to say, hey, I love my kids. Won't let you say that. G Napo, line 16, east of Tempest. Okay, channel 16, or line 116. 116, and he said east of the Tempest. Okay. So as soon as I'm in, I got to go to the Tempest area and then go east. See if I can find it. All right, so we're up here. So it's got to be somewhere around here. Let's find out. Going here. And I got to make sure I go the right... I swear, if it's actually west, I'm going to be like, you're bad at directions. And you should be aware of that. See, I'm going east. It's got to be over there. Oh, crud. It's got to be over there. Crud. Yeah, she really wants in here. She's not happy about that. But I understand. Up and away, I guess. I'm running out of stamina. Where am I going? Where am I going? Go that way. South and east. You know what? Screw it. It said east. It's over here. Stop it! I hate it when I do that. Alright, Golden Napo's here. Sorry, I saw that they said Golden Napo. I'm gonna take it. But you know what? The best reward for taking out the Golden Napo is probably one of the worst rewards in the entire game. It looks so ugly. Yeah, she is upset. She wants in here. But she's getting ornery right now. She just wants... I think what she wants is to mess with the light, but Lilia could say if I'm wrong on here. Do you know what she wants? Babe, do you know what she wants? I could unlock it, but if she starts getting ornery, I'll have to let her out again. Let's see. Got the mystery toy chest, Echan fireworks. I don't care about the fireworks. I got so many of those. I'm gonna let Sweet Pea in. See if she, starts doing stuff again. So I'll be right. I am surrounded by people. It's come on, map. Oh, it's very busy there right now. So let me go ahead and unlock the door. Remember, you gotta behave yourself, okay? There we go. All right, let's see here. Remember, you gotta behave yourself in here. boy. All right, so there we go. So what I'm going to do now is get more of that Enigmite. All right. Once I get the next set of Enigmite I will go ahead and do a double check on my current inventory. And no Enigmite there. I swear I just saw someone warp in and warp out. Right. Sand. So the whole luck thing was kind of silly and ridiculous, so it might be pointless. All right. Let's see. We got Spodamine, but no Enigmite. I'm really getting tired of that. All right. Enigmite. All right. What's our inventory looking like? Okay. Where is it? It's way down here. It's way down here. There it is. I've got 29 of the 160. Was it 160? Yeah, 160 is what I need. Fun. It is 6:12 right now. By the look of this, it's going to be time for me to make dinner for them before I'm even done. Oh, boy. And let's change some of my outfit here. All right, gemology, right? Let's go ahead and put on explorer gear because explorer gear is exploring. And I need this hat. There we go. This is the gemology hat. I got the right gear. Come to find out, if you put these hats on, you get better stuff. Probably not, because the resin didn't go so well. Enigmite. 6 of them that time. That's good. And no, but at least I'm getting some pigment, I guess. One thing I am kind of noticing is that I did some tests the other night to see if there was a difference in the dye prices. And so far, it looks like they've just about all leveled out, so they should be around the same. And their value is decent. I mean, it's over 2,000 each. So that is definitely the, I'd say, the stable value item that you can get somewhat consistently. More Enigmite there. She's trying. She's trying to hit that. There she goes. Hitting buttons again. There she goes. All right, got more Enigmite there. That's good. Come on, Sweet Pea. I can't have you messing with that constantly, okay? It's getting too dark out. Or it is too dark out. I love how dark it gets now. And dark early. Dark early. Or something. Come on. I know. Told her to behave herself, and she wanted to go for this. Actually, I like the light on that one. And she turns it down. Go ahead. Right. No, I got the Spodamine, but not the Enigmite. Tourmaline. Enigmite. Okay, Sweet Pea, you're pushing it. Really pushing it. Just so you know. Fresh Muku. The thing is, people say fresh Muku, and they probably mean the Muku Chief. And some people get them mixed up on purpose. Sweet Pea. Come on. All right, let's see. Pigment. 2 more halls of Enigmite, and I'll double check it again. So, none there. So, no, get just pigment and clay. No, black tourmaline. There we go. Let's see, there's one of enigmite, so I need one more hull of enigmite, and I'll double check my progress. All right, Sweet Pea, that's enough. That's enough. Come on, leave it be. All right, so find sand. Sweet Pea, come on, leave it alone. I know you're having fun, but you got to stop that. All right, that's the enigmite. Let's double check that progress. I can do it fast, maybe that way. Sweet Pea, come on. You got to be fair here. So I'm at 60. So 100 to go. After the progress is not too bad. That was another 30 in 4 minutes. So that's not too bad. I'd like a higher drop rate, of course. Then why would, if we made the drop rate, people wouldn't be harvesting? People would be harvesting more if they had more to trade with. The problem is you've got the duplicators, so it's actually really disincentivizing a lot of players. No, stop it. Come on, back away. Back away. Because now you're just staring into it, okay? Sweet Pea, that's enough. There you go. More enigmite. I'll take it. Well, yeah, people, I do know some players who have said they're very disincentivized from taking part in the trade market because of the duplicators. Because they say it just tanks the market. Some of the things that I see duplicated a lot are, they try to sell higher than what the other players do. But just like that one you saw earlier, they're definitely tanking the value of some of them. Which I agree is a problem. And it needs to be tackled. They said that they were looking into it, but it's a matter of when they do something. Because I haven't seen much updating for it. And I haven't seen them say like they're taking the servers offline to deal with it. And the other part is it could be false alarming. I just need to figure out how people are getting, you know, like 999 or 9,000 plus of skill books. If I can figure out how people are doing that, I mean, it could just be, you know, whaling. But are people really going to whale that much for items? I have my doubts. But putting all that in there and doing all that duplicating means they can get a lot more of the Meowlix Premium stuff. But at the same time, you have a chance of getting that through wishing. And I have gotten one through wishing. In fact, that's how I got my first one, was through wishing. And the last two I got through saving up a lot. And it takes a while, man. It really does. Sweet Pea, come on. I really need you to behave over here. I said if you keep misbehaving, I gotta spit you out. Remember? If you keep acting up, I gotta send you out of the room again. Sometime I need to be able to afford them a toy box, but we are so incredibly in debt right now, because we are in the extreme low income. People like them. Why are you streaming? Because I'm disabled. The only kind of work out here is the most common reason why people end up on disability in southern partial rural states like this one. And I'm finding out that, like, I thought mental disability was becoming one of the it is one of the top reasons people end up on disability, but I'm finding that the most common now are back injuries. And a lot of that is because in a lot of southern, like southwestern states and Rust Belt, all of their industries are gone. Like, a lot of their industries are gone, extremely low pay, and most of them, like I said, most of them are gone, and what little is left is backbreaking. But unlike a lot of coastal states, that have a lot of office jobs where people with, like, you know, high school just high school diplomas, no college degree, who can usually get low physical jobs if they're injured. In the Rust Belt and southwestern states, there isn't so much of that, and a lot of that actually stems back to the early and mid 1990s, and they just haven't recovered under some policies from the Bill Clinton administration. And a lot of that has to do with when they started modernizing during the height of the .com boom. They centralized a lot of the remaining industry in the country because, you know, they were doing away with a lot of the industrial jobs to send them overseas where it's a lot cheaper. Because at that time we had rapidly become a consumer society, a consumer economy. So what happened is that a lot of those remaining jobs, a lot of the higher paying jobs remained more centralized in the tech and financial areas, which it makes sense because you're a lot closer connected. But ever since fiber internet, it's been a lot harder to spread them into Rust Belt and southwestern states. And there are some places like my city that work really hard to keep those businesses out of their cities and counties. It's Sweet Pea, you've got to stop. Come on, leave it be. But cities like mine, because I've talked to older people who have lived here their entire lives and have spoken out about how this city works, is that this city up until the late 90s, early 2000s were run by the same 5 families for like over 120 years kind of thing. And by the time they started opening up, some of those families still have a ton of influence here, and they don't want a lot of higher paying jobs here that, you know, aren't laborious. Just like out of the like higher paying, you know, like hourly workers kind of thing, you know, your baseline labor, out of the ones that pay the highest for quote unquote non-skilled labor are just 2 factories. The rest are extremely like minimum wage kind of pay. And the others that don't pay that baseline are usually part-time work for the food industry, which is our, like, I'd say our number 3 industry. And because there are 3 major things for making money here. And that is government, whether it's city or working for the post, being, you know, military base, or the 2 factory jobs, the 2 major factory jobs being Boris and Goodyear. So those are the 2 of the industrial that people can get where they have a chance of earning more. Because I'll tell you right now, especially when it comes to Goodyear factory, most of the jobs there are the the subcontractors and contractors, and it'll break you. I've spoken to so many people. So many who are physically disabled or had enough to get grants, to get some level of like management degree, to get a low labor low level management job. But the rest of the others who didn't have that opportunity, the majority of people I've spoken to that did the contractor jobs at Goodyear, most of them are disabled now. And a lot of it is, you know, back injuries, hernias, like myself. I actually had a hernia there, and they use technicalities to keep out from saying it was their fault. It happens. They use a lot of loopholes that are written into the law to protect their behinds. But that being the other one, the only other job that sometimes pays more than minimum, and you really got to work your butt off for it, is service industry. And I'm not talking retail, because retail's collapsing here. People have constantly talked about how the mall is just, you know, it's dead. No one goes there anymore. Almost all the businesses are gone there. And there are a couple of reasons for that. The city bought the mall. And like, we'll buy the mall, we'll revitalize it. No, they made it worse. So everyone, because what they did is like, we'll revitalize it. But as soon as they did, they jacked up the leases right away on the few people that were left. Not understanding that It was a twofold problem that destroyed mall shopping, especially in lower population suburban areas like this one in the Southwest. And this is spreading everywhere. I mean, we didn't have the exact same problems like San Francisco did, where people were just looting the crud out of everything. No, it's online shopping destroyed retail. There's no getting around that. And even some online retailers are seeing the proliferation of just how overly powerful businesses like Amazon are. Now Walmart's trying to encroach on Amazon's business, and they're butting heads like crazy. But the small guys, they're just left in the dust. You cannot beat a corporate system as a small business. Excuse me, my throat's extremely dry. Look at that, 4 more to go. So there's that. And there was one more nail in the coffin that really took off during, COVID-19. During 2020, 2021, and even to now, it has not recovered from it. And that would be DoorDash and Uber Eats, delivery. And people, when they realized all the businesses were leaving the mall, they inadvertently voiced the exact reason why these businesses are collapsing. All they said was, I hope these businesses stay in the, businesses like the kind of more fancier fast food that you see in shopping mall, or used to see in shopping malls. One was Faux-licious, or Faux-licious, which was a faux restaurant. And it's really good stuff there, don't get me wrong. But they said, I really hope they stay open for business so I can order Uber Eats. There's your problem. That's why shopping malls don't exist anymore. Because the nail in the coffin wasn't just online shopping. It was Uber Eats. People don't go to malls anymore because all they have to do is sit on their behinds and order Uber Eats. And people still wonder. And these same problems for why there are so many people on disability in the Southwest and Rust Belt also tie into why there's an obesity problem. We don't have a lot of activity left to get us moving around. A lot of people to get moving around. And the more businesses kind of collapse, there aren't a lot of gyms here. In fact, most, if not all, the gyms in our city are on the west side of town. Like really, really on the, was it west? I think. I get it mixed up. This town feels really mixed up. It's on the fancier side of town. They're all on that side. So there aren't any gyms over here I could even walk to. The nearest gym to me is over 5 miles. And, for a lot of people, it's like, 5 miles, that's nothing. There are no public transits that go that far in a single route. I would have to take, if I did public transit, because I don't own a car, a lot of people do, but I don't. And I know so many people like myself that don't own a vehicle. And the most they can do when it comes to public transit, they can usually take 2 transfers, but the nearest gym is 4 transfers. I'd be paying more in bus tickets because, we don't have anything other than bus. I'd be paying more in bus tickets to get to a gym. And there is no way I'm calling an Uber because, one, we're a low trust society, so fewer people are even taking Uber. And even in big cities, people are not doing so much Uber as much as they are getting those robo-taxis in the big cities. And a lot of that is trust in people has broken down. And I wouldn't even pay for an Uber to go to a gym if it's, 5 miles out, because that 5-mile drive is going to be $12. After all of our bills now, I have $125. After all of our bills every month, there's $125 left. And all of that is to basic supplies. After that, we're broke. Okay, sweet pea, stop. That's enough. That's all I have. All we have left. And even then, if people want to go to the gym for a half hour a day, or 2 or 3 times a week, it's $12 to the gym, $12 back. So it's $24 a day plus tips to take an Uber. And almost the same price in buses because of how many bus transfers you have to do. And like I said, we don't have enough bus transfers to get to that side of town. And it's just how a lot of smaller cities are. They don't have the infrastructure to get to where the actual access remains. So the poorer side of town, you got a lot of people on disability who can't afford most of the amenities. So there is a massive, massive shoplifting problem in the poorer areas, which exacerbates the amount of shoplifting happens, the number of businesses that keep closing shop because they can't afford their lease anymore. Because again, the city owns most of the buildings. They own most of the buildings. Stop it. That's enough. They own most of the buildings, and they keep jacking the leases up because not enough people can afford the lease after all the shoplifting that happens. So mostly the corporate stores are all that remain. So you have just corporate stores. But even they experience shoplifting. So they raise their prices, or they say, you know what, if it keeps up, we're going to shut down. So you have fewer and fewer places that remain open that can operate in the lower income areas, because they're the ones that are always being hit with shoplifting. Well, in the mid-tier area of the city, there's a large home invasion problem where, mid-tier or your lower middle class to middle class areas, which are kind of in the central south to north strip of the city. That's where your lower middle and some middle class are. But those are the areas in a lot of cities that experience the home invasions and like the car robberies and stuff like that. Well, everything with the higher income brackets is all walled off. I don't mean like their shopping centers. Their shopping centers are pretty nice, and they have a lot of security. So there is that disparity issue. You got the retail stores that have some shoplifting problems, but the majority of shoplifting and on the street kind of, I wouldn't say muggings, but you get a lot of the panhandlers who start getting aggressive after a while. Most of that happens in the poorer area, the poorest areas of the city. And the problem just grows. It just grows and grows and grows. So the poorest areas just have more people on disability or homeless or on the verge of being homeless that can't afford anything because the prices keep rising. And without industries that can really, we don't have all of the industry to support business, nor do we have it to support people getting healthier lifestyles. You can work out at home. Homes are getting they're smaller. What will landlords allow you to have? Because believe it or not, when you're in these kinds of areas, they try to really dictate what you can and can't have. And a lot of it is to, protect their property value. It gets funky, but you get all these problems. They all stack up. So when people talk about why are people so obese, why are there no jobs, and you look at every one of these problems are actually stacked on top of each other, and they kind of weave together, like online shopping making it harder for businesses to stay open, malls getting more expensive, and because the online business crushed that and people wanting Uber Eats, it crushed the mall food business because Uber Eats, people just want to get that. And the Uber Eats prices keep going up, so even fast food like McDonald's keeps jacking their prices up, so people stop going there. So you see this cascade effect of everything just crushing the lowest income people who, if they get hurt, they're screwed. That was the wrong one. Anyway, and all that compounds. I would love to see more businesses here, but then you have people who used kind of influence this. I went to the wrong spot. But the people who run this city, like I said, do not want to see newer businesses come in that offer higher wages, because then the older businesses and some of the corporate that just rake people over the coals with horrendous hours and just treating people like crap, which does happen. Believe me, I mean, one of the number one businesses that just loves to screw people over. Well, that would be Dollar General. I see it all the time where the assistant managers and the store managers are almost always the only ones working there. They can't hire other people because when they do, they eventually quit because they're not allowed to be given hours. So assistant managers and managers get just overworked. So they all quit. The Dollar General by me is one of the only places that gets business, but they're on the verge of closing all the time because the management's always threatening to quit because Dollar General corporate won't let them give their regular employees hours. Like the amount of hours they're allowed to give out for regular employees and the number of regular employees they're allowed to have is like worse than skeleton crew. So the ones always there at all hours, and I mean at all hours of business, are management. And it doesn't get any better. It just gets worse. I've lived in this area for 7 years, and I've seen them go through management employees. There's on average, there's some store managers that just really try to stick it out. There was one, I really liked her. Not giving out her name, and I really liked her. We got along. We talked all the time. I shared recipes with her. I talked to all of her crew. We were all really chummy. And she eventually, she just had enough. She'd found another job that was a pay cut just so she could get away from the horrendous hours, because after a while, they made it so much worse by, I want to say she left in 2024. Early 2024 was it? I think is when it was either that or late 2023. She just finally had enough left. And like I said, she took a pay cut because Dollar General just absolutely screwed her over. So I've watched that Dollar General in 7 years go through about 8 management crews. So in some time, like one of those years, they went through 3. But they seldom ever keep management longer than a year or two. The one I was talking about, I almost said her name. I am so sorry. But she really tried to stick it out. I think she was there for about 2.5 years. But she lost a lot of assistant managers. And when she was finally gone, it was a nightmare getting management there, to where even the regional manager had to step in a few times. So this current manager is technically not a store manager, because they can't get a store manager and they won't give her the raise to store management. So she's pretty much a store manager getting shift lead pay. And she's on the verge of quitting. And she's threatened it multiple times. They threatened to fire her because she threatened a class action lawsuit for a lot of wage violations. There are a ton of violations going on at that store, to where that's why even I am looking next year when they open it up. I'm looking to run for Ward 7 in my city to, be the next councilman for my ward, because I want to go after these businesses who are just absolutely destroying their employees. I've had enough. Because I end up being friends with a lot of these people who end up in management and the people who work there all the time, because I shop there all the time. It's one of the only 2 places I can get food easily for my family. And the other place just got some new people bought it out. It's good. It's good, but there are too many weird things in there. It's no longer just food. But those are the only 2 places I can really get food easily for my family. So I spend a lot more than I should be on food because of availability and the fact Dollar General actually does keep certain prices elevated. And there are no places for decent frozen food, or, I'm talking like frozen vegetables and stuff like that. No places over here has that. All right, let's get this alchemy stuff turned in. All right, so I've got the 40 Enigmite. All right, that puts only at level 18. Boo. All right, so let's see. What do I need to do now? Culinary, so I need the hay. All right, so I need 45 pieces of hay. So it was 45. I have 18. How to obtain culinary flour. So 3 pieces of hay. So 3 times 45. 3 is 135 pieces. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to track the hay. All right, so I know where that stuff is too. It's going to suck. But that's the gist of how everything goes out here. And well, it never really gets any better. I've not seen it improve out here. I've only seen things get worse in this city because, like I said, there's just not enough industry to support a healthy economy. and how other influencers have talked about it. And I have to agree, because a lot of the service jobs, especially some that can be done, a lot of services that can be done at a desk, are either being automated, like at Microsoft and everything like that. Believe me, I hate the AI stuff, especially in customer service. It does not belong there. You can't get crap done, and I think it's by design. But man, I absolutely have to agree that we are not in a service economy anymore. And especially with you look at the rise of influencer crap. Why does everyone would be an influencer? Because they think it's easy, but that's what they were advertised. They were said, hey, be an influencer, you'll make money. And no, you're not gonna make money. But when you say influencer, that's not it's an how do they say? They say it's an intention-based economy, and I have to agree. And oh man, there are people here. Hang on. Oh, all right. Let's see. I'm gonna go to line 49. But no, we're an attention-based economy now, and that's probably the worst you can have. The whole pick me stuff. Watch this. Watch that. How much is it when you were a kid? You really hated when you wanted attention from someone. You had to compete with others. Like, look at me, look at me. And there's someone else over here too. That sucks. So I'm gonna go to line 69. Nice. But that's how our economies are now. And if there's anything you can say about what an attention-based economy is, the first word that I would say an attention economy is unstable and unsustainable. We like people talk, some places like coastal states say, oh, we have manufacturing. Not much, and it still relies on other countries to get done. I mean, if you looked at Smarter Every Day, when he made that reusable grill cleaner, he still couldn't get have all the parts manufactured here in the United States. He still had to get something done in India, but even then, India snuck it over from China. So there's a lot of fakery going on, but most of our stuff has to get imported. So how are you supposed to support a service-based economy that doesn't have a lot of actual manufacturing beyond some base materials that are super, super freaking expensive? I screwed that up. And now you go from a service base that, believe me, I saw when all the service-based stuff was getting shifted overseas. I remember when HP bought EDS, or, Electronic Data System. They bought EDS, said no one's going to lose their job. But my dad, being a mid to high tier Lean Six Sigma who managed most teams, was already managing a team that was well beyond the size he was supposed to manage, which is like 12 people. He was managing over 96 to 130 at some point. And his primary job, by the time HP owned EDS for I think 5 years, is all it took for them to say, you are going to start laying off people, but all of those people have to train the replacements in Brazil. So all the jobs that HP bought, they eventually moved all of them to Brazil. So once my dad was done laying off everyone, because that became his job and he dreaded it every time. Like every few months, here's a list of people, or here's a list of people a number of people you need to lay off. Pick who's getting laid off, get it done. And he dreaded it because he knew, I think he said every 3 months. So pretty much every quarter he knew there would be a list of at least 12 people he had to lay off. And by the time it was finally done, he trained his management replacement in Brazil. So Brazil took his job. And people will say, no, that's right. Not HP's entire Lean Six Sigma division went from being originally EDS to all of them in Brazil in 5 years. Their entire Lean Six Sigma team, which handles you know what Lean Six Sigma does? Essentially what a lot of the Bitcoiners do. A lot of those numbers, like data mining and making sure that everything runs just right for the actual, wide area network traffic. They handled all of that, and they handled a lot of it for the stock exchange. And once they got it all to Brazil, they're all gone. They had to find other jobs. And more businesses followed that example. And HP was one of the first to just absolutely rake people over the coals. They didn't care. And more are in Brazil and India. And once they're over there, now they're looking for more ways to replace them using AI. A lot of people in India lost their jobs because they swapped it over to AI because it's cheaper. But once those are gone, all these other service jobs like customer service, anything that could be done over the phone or over a computer is either in a country that can be done as cheap as possible. Don't get me wrong. Those employees are abused like heck, including, illegal immigrants. They're just absolutely abused, paid next to nothing compared to an American employee. But now even they're getting too expensive, so they move to AI. When those jobs are done, any of those are left who don't have the other skills because they never had the time or the capital to get another skill for, say, a trades job. People say do trades. Still getting into the trades costs a lot of money. You got to have the time, the youth, the endurance, and all that to do a trades job. But for those who didn't, well, a lot more of them who didn't have those skills and can't find any of those service jobs anymore and also work in an area where there's not a whole lot of manufacturing, you turn to what I'm trying to do right now, which means you're just going to say, hey, look at me, everyone. I'm playing a game or I'm complaining about people on the internet. It's no way to live because now you just have a bunch of really angry people on the internet, which only gets worse. But like I said, the best way I can describe an attention-based economy is unstable. And believe it or not, one of the largest manufacturing countries in the world, which is that's China. Even they're facing a crisis, almost the exact same crisis the Americans are. Too few people can find work. Like the younger generations can't find the work. So because they can't find the work, they have entire underground areas and like dilapidated buildings full of women in front of cameras on tripods or monopods, just doing the whole pick me, trying to make themselves look as nice as possible. And it's just buildings filled with these people just trying to make money streaming. And that's what the younger generation, especially women who can't find the work because they didn't have the resources to get the college and the college requirement and government jobs, did. And believe it or not, I did notice that. Did anybody else notice that when I started hiring, one of the main requirements was having been in law enforcement for so long and or had a college degree. And if you look at all the federal jobs, you have to have a college degree. And people wonder why things are so bifurcated. It's because if it all requires college, and college is not good. It makes you wonder how much destruction the college industry actually did to the American economy. It actually did a lot of damage because there was a huge, in fact, there was one primary catalyst that caused the whole demand for college degrees. And I experienced it. 2008. The Great Recession, because I couldn't call it depression. It was a recession. It wasn't a depression. It was bull crap like that. But when that kicked in, I could not find work. I tried and I got one job in 2008. One. That one job I had was in Crater Lake National Park for a hospitality business contractor that got, the contract to run Crater Lake National Park. And there's a whole complicated thing there where they were getting a lot of state funds, like federal, they were getting, not state, they were getting federal funds and a lot of federal rebates for having seasonal H-1Bs. And all of them came from two countries. Just two countries they hired from. well, aside from Americans, but the Americans, I don't know what it is, but in Oregon, when you work with a company that gets H-1Bs, the Americans are treated like dirt. I'm not kidding. We were treated like dirt. The H-1Bs were protected. And the two places were Dominican Republic and Romania. Dominicans were very polite. They were a lot of fun to hang out with. I'll tell you what, the Dominicans were a lot of fun to hang out with during break time or when you weren't on shift. We had a lot of fun. The Romanians, I hate Romanians. I know some people are going to say that's rude, but my experience dealing with Romanians was dirt. Romanians had no respect for anyone but Romanians. And they made it clear. They didn't care for rules. They made it very clear they did not care for rules. And a Dominican got me fired, but I was forced to quit. Otherwise, they'd have fired me and had me taken out in handcuffs. That was the threat. It was either you sign this to quit. And okay, let me get to the story. The way I lost my job working at Crater Lake is because they have a rule that any misdemeanor is a felony because it's federal land. That's how it is. If you're on federal property, like a national park, any misdemeanor is a felony. They drill it in. Any misdemeanor, you're a felon. You'll go to prison minimum 4 years. So be on your best behavior, apparently. And there was a park ranger who really had it out for people. He wanted a reason to put people in handcuffs, so you really had to be on your toes when he was on shift. He was a jerk. But no, that's not what happened. But they have very special rules because you're on a federal property. That if you're like front desk and you're handling money, if that's your register, you're the only one to use it. Anytime the register is not being used, you got to take a key out. You cannot let other people touch your register. Especially when it's open. You cannot let them touch it because if anything goes wrong, you're at fault unless you stop them. Well, I had a coworker who was Romanian. He was, like I said, an absolute jerk. Absolute jerk. Anytime he would come in, he'd call me Wonder Bread. I don't know what it is, but Eastern Europeans, especially on the more Russian side, love calling white Americans Wonder Bread. They don't like white Americans, especially the Romanians. I met Russians. Russians were fine. Romanians were a-holes. I don't know why, but Romanians are just absolute a-holes. You're like, Wonder Bread, get out of my way. Move. He wouldn't say, like, excuse me if he had to get by. While I'm talking to customers, by the way, he'd just look at me like, move. So then one day, he was being his usual, dingbat self. And he started trying to put his hands in my register as soon as I opened it. He was like waving his hands over my register while it's open with money in the till while I'm trying to help a guest who worked for the United Nations, who was watching this offense happen and eventually left because I had to keep telling my coworker, do not put your hands on the registers. You need to step away from the register. Step away from the register. So I eventually had to lock it and say, I apologize. I can't deal with this right now because I have someone, messing with my register. And the man left. Never came back. So next thing I know, management comes in because they were, I guess, on the camera watching it. It's either that or someone complained to management that there was an argument. So I explained what happened, that I was following the policy, including law, of not letting anyone other than myself handle the money of that register. Otherwise, I would be held liable for it. So my Romanian coworker said, no, he's just being an a-hole American, like a cop holding a gun to my head. I took great offense to that. I took great offense to it. And I clocked out at that point because I knew we were just going to start fighting. And I said, look, that was the greatest offense that I've had a coworker ever give me. That's absolutely unacceptable. So 5 minutes later, after I clocked out, management came to me and said, okay, here are your options. Because we have to keep our H-1B. And they actually told me, if we fire the H-1B, we have to send him back because he loses his H-1B visa status. And on top of that, they lose their government rebate. They were getting tax breaks for the H-1Bs. So they openly told me, if we fire him, we lose our our tax break. So we're gonna get rid of you. So here's your option. You either sign this document saying you voluntarily quit, or we're going to fire you, and we're going to have the officers take you out of here in handcuffs for trespassing on federal property, and you will go to jail. So I signed the document, and originally it said I had 24 hours to leave the premises. So as soon as I'm done, I have to get undressed and start packing up to get ready to leave the next day. While I'm packing up, they came in and said the person who was supposed to escort you off the premises isn't going to be here tomorrow afternoon, so you have 30 minutes to leave. Like, what? It's like, yeah, you have 30 minutes to leave this building, and on top of that, you have 1 hour to be off the national park, or you will be charged with trespassing. So I had an hour and 15 minutes to get the heck off of Mount Mazama, or I would have gone to jail for trespassing. Just because I followed the rules. I followed the rules and tried to keep someone off the register because they were messing with my register, while being extremely racist, calling me White Wonder Bread. They kept the Romanian. I lost my job. And ever since that day, in July 2008, I didn't manage to find another job. I originally, because I knew I was a special ed student in high school, I was like, okay, so I fall under the ADA still because of how all these medical laws were back then. So I was like, okay, I'll use the ADA so I can get a college degree. So I start going through that entire system. No, they're like, no, you shouldn't go to college. We're going to put you on disability. So until about 2015, I never had the chance to find work. No one wanted to hire me. And a lot of it was, I was a Californian. I was in California with only a high school degree, known mental disability because California was weird. Like it followed me everywhere. I never got another job in the West Coast again. But by the time I got another job, it was Goodyear. 2005, I went from 2008, 2009 till 2015 on disability. It is hell. I hated it. So, okay, Sweet Pea, you got to get out of here. Out. Sweet Pea. Come on, you got to get out of here. Hang on. Sweet Pea. Going out. Take it out. Take it out. Come on. But, there you go. Out you go. Turn the living room light on. Oh, man. And a cat. Oh, come on. Ow, 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 ow. He's hyper. Oh, ow, ow. He's hyper. Look at this thing. Look at him. Ow. Watch out. He's hyper. Might blow up soon. He's getting real hyper. Anyway, I apologize for that, but that was Sheldon the cat. He's hyper right now. As I was saying, it wasn't since 2008, 2009 that I could find any work especially California. Never got a job since. And I tried. No one wanted to hire me. And unfortunately, that was around the time it really picked up, where if you were a low-skilled worker, I'm a white man. My brother couldn't find service jobs. My sister could, because, it's my sister. But my position was very difficult. I didn't have management experience. And again, California was a place I have been attacked multiple times just for being white. Just going to put that out there. I have been attacked for being white in California. But ever since 2011, I've only spent about 4 years till now in California. So I haven't spent a lot of time in California ever since 2011. Majority of it's been here in Oklahoma. So when I came here, Oklahoma, 2015, Buttercup was on the way, and we had Buttercup, and that was the first time I was able to find work. Was here in Oklahoma. So I'm thankful for Oklahoma for being able to ignore the fact I'm a man with white skin. I know some people are going to say it's bullcrap. That was my experience in California. I mean, the only, like, that job I had for that contractor, that was Oregon, and it was seasonal. But it was, a federal contractor. But again, they preferred they preferred their H-1Bs. And like I said, I enjoyed hanging out with Dominicans, but I hated the Romanians because they're mean. Don't be mean. But I was the one who made the mistake of transferring jobs at the job I got here in Oklahoma. It was my mistake. I got over eager. I thought I was in shape for it, but I pushed myself too hard and got injured from, throwing tires for 12 hours a day, because the contractors are the ones that do all the heavy lifting at Goodyear. That injury is what, made it to where now I'm physically incapable of doing the jobs for what little industry is here in Southwest Oklahoma. So finding work is going to be extremely difficult. I am disabled, and that's going to leave me low income. And after everything I talked about, I am within those brackets where finding gainful employment in the Southwest, which lost a lot of its remaining industry, a lot of its remaining middle class in brackets are gone. And you're going to see that in growing number of cities where their middle class industries are gutted, more or less. And you will see a lot of that. And that sucks. But, economies change. Like, industries change globally all the time. That's just history. I mean, look at the Industrial Revolution. I know that's one of the major examples, but we really have transitioned from an industrial to a service base to a highly unstable attention economy. And I guess the other part I should add for the whole, California side of not being hired, one of the other major hurdles that prevented me from getting hired in anything else was one other thing. It wasn't just my skin. I know it sounds weird, but for, low-level non-management jobs, it made it very difficult because this was around the time. It wasn't just my skin. It was, they wanted women because service jobs really favor women. And I'm going to be honest, I completely understand why. Why do service industries prefer women? Because the customers do. That's why. Customers prefer talking to a woman in a service job, whether it's a fast food, like cash register, which is incredibly rare now. More and more of the corporate fast food restaurants want to have the kiosk. I hate the kiosk. And grocery stores and stuff like that. How often do you see a male on a register compared to a female? The ratio is what, like 85-15? Female to male. So 85% female, 15% male on those registers. And you'd say, oh yeah, they're, corporate's being unfair. They're favoring that. No, it's the customers. It is the customers. But the other thing that really hampered it during the 2008 financial crisis was around the same time they changed up how all of our degrees and student loans worked, because the incoming president was pushing college degrees. So they said, if you don't have a bachelor's degree, we're not going to hire you at a McDonald's in Sacramento County. I literally looked at it. They actually said during the crisis, I applied, and they said, if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you're not getting interviewed. Yeah, that was a tough time. That was a really tough time. That sucked. But that's how our economies are now. And ever since then, now we're in the pick-me economy. And the pick-me economy is, well, China's seeing it too. And how many more countries are starting to see the pick-me economy? I don't know about Japan. They might. Philippines has seen a growth in it. Thailand's seen a small growth in it. A lot of the European countries are starting to really see it, but the thing you'll understand about the European countries is that the majority of their economies are actually government, and that's starting to really happen here too, where a lot of our economy is, well, it's, I'm brain farting. A lot of our economy is, well, 38% of the U.S. economy is federal government. It sucks. But in order to work for the federal government, you need a bachelor's degree. I don't know how long that was the case. It may not have always been the case, but now it is. And a lot of that pertains to the proliferation in college degrees. They're like, well, all these people have college degrees, and if we don't give it to college degree people, we're going to have an even bigger problem, because that's our 38%. 38% of our economy is federal government. And if we're saying all these people with degrees have to compete with non-degree people, they're gonna riot. So now you got to have a degree. You got to say your brain's smart. No, the real thing is, can you obey authority? I kind of obey authority. I just think authority is full of crap most of the time. But I can't completely fault the economy for all of that. What I will say, that all the moves you've seen of laying all these people off, changing it to where they need the degrees, but moving more and more of these jobs overseas, and then now swapping them to AI, and all of these changes that are happening are the stock market. This is like pre-2016 general election. It was a Bernie Sanders talking point until Hillary was the nominee. Was, open borders was a Koch brothers proposal, because it completely smashes, the baseline U.S. worker buying power, competition, everything like that, by flooding it. And that's what happened, because we had 20 million come in, where the lowest level workers have to compete with that. That's a lot of people to compete with. But the college degrees and all of these changes to make it cheaper and cheaper to operate, because the U.S. economy is actually drowning in high cost. Our electricity costs too much, our gas costs too much, our transportation costs too much, our insurance costs too much. Everything is costing more and more and more, and a lot of that still ties into the complete excess I talked about months ago. The excess of frivolous lawsuits, and just lawsuits just to say what lawsuit is a lawsuit, and okay, we have to sue to say this lawsuit is valid versus this one being valid. Someone writes a law, it passes a law, and someone comes in to sue to say, no, this law is not right. Or you have an insurance claim, so the insurance sues you or the hospital to say, no, we don't want to pay for this, so who's going to pay for it? They sue back and forth. Lawyers are really expensive. The average lawyer charges over $150 an hour. It's expensive to sue. Or even just to get a consultation, it's expensive. But then you look at the insurance, they're all publicly traded. I mean, look what happened with United Health last year in January. I don't support what happened whatsoever, because it didn't help anything. It actually made it worse. It didn't do anything to stop our expenses with United Health continuing to go up. My premiums just went up. They're not working with the actual other insurance subsidies I have. They're refusing to do that, so I'm still getting billed. It's not getting any better. So that's what we have going on. We are drowning in shareholder expenses during this government shutdown, because we're not officially open yet. Remember that. We're not officially open. The Senate passed it, but there's a whole different story. But through all of that, during this government shutdown, Walmart threatened to raise their grocery prices by 25% during the shutdown to offset their losses, so they could protect their shareholder margins. I kid you not. Which tells you the SNAP program, or supplemental nutritional agency? I don't remember the A in the SNAP program. Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. There we go. That program was designed to subsidize farmers. Now it's subsidizing Walmart, because 25% of Walmart's monthly sales in grocery, and Kroger, because Kroger threatened it too, are SNAP recipients. That means if they don't raise their prices by 25%, they retract 25% this month. They lose over $52 billion in grocery sales. That's a horrendous loss when your I guess your margins are razor thin in retail, especially grocery retail, because again, SNAP was supposed to subsidize the farmers, but in the 1990s, late 1990s, early 2000s, the candy companies lobbied like crazy, and that's why you have them in the SNAP program. They wanted in because that was big. They saw their value go from to when they added, 40 million families into their buying pool. But now, because their shareholder margins are also razor thin, and if they don't, if they ignore their fiduciary obligations, meaning if they're not making enough profit, the shareholders sue them and they can go bankrupt in the snap of a finger. SNAP program's gone. That means if they don't raise their prices, they could go bankrupt in a month. And if you look at it, Walmart is one of the only places low income can shop now, because Walmart cornered the market. There's no more competition, keeping prices down, because the few places that still exist have the exact same shareholders. Like the shareholders that own a lot of like things like Walmart and Kroger, they're the same ones. These same businesses own each other. Which means if one of them goes down, you lose both of them. You lose any of them, you lose your farming, because your farmer's got to sell to someone. SNAP is holding the economy, and people say they don't want it. I understand. There are too many people who have taken advantage of the system. I've known some, and I hated it. And the whole rule was, don't be a narc. I hate people like that. But if any of that collapses, we could watch a significant portion of our food industry, being our food distribution, collapse in the matter of months, because they're not making enough, and the shareholders will sue the crap out of them. And then they'll go to private equity or something like that, which usually as soon as someone goes into private equity, they just gut the businesses and sell them off. I mean, it's what happened to tons of businesses, like I think TGI, Chuck E. Cheese was among those that were sold to private equity foundations or something like that, and they just gutted their businesses and left them dry. And that's what's going to happen if you let these businesses collapse, because we've built a system reliant on the welfare systems. I mean, like I said, people will take advantage of them, but there are also people who they don't have a choice because they can't afford not being on it. And again, that's because more and more businesses try to keep things as cheap overhead as possible, and their number one overhead is always going to be their paid employees. And I know some people have argued don't have a minimum wage because some businesses can't keep up with that. I understand that is yes and no. Because the smaller businesses that can't afford the higher and higher minimum wages, like California looking at you, I mean, your $20, $30 an hour is freaking ridiculous. That's why as soon as people supported it, just like when Walmart supported the Affordable Care Act when Obama was in, said, oh, we support it, it passes, and they go, by the way, rug pull, these people are now part-time employees and no longer able to get our company insurance. Have fun, government. That's Walmart screwing over their employees and the federal government. The corporate companies can afford to do that. The small businesses cannot. But when you have it to where if you had it like how some people say we shouldn't have a minimum wage, I gotta say, what's going to happen if a corporation that already owns a significant portion of the market sees no minimum wage? They're going to pay their employees $2 an hour. They're not going to give them a paying wage. They're going to say, that's the government's problem. Because we give them the opportunity to do that. So I understand the importance of having a mixed economy. It ain't fun. It ain't pretty because a lot of people, there are people who just make, just, barely into the like the upper middle class. Your 120K a year plusers are going to be really pissed because a significant portion of their taxes are taken out. But when you're on the lower of the high income, 45% of your tax is going to whatever tax, or, of your income going into whatever tax. You're still, after all of that, you're only making like 60K. So on the lower end, it sucks. But on the upper end, they're like, we can afford it. We'll do some kind of loophole. I mean, Trump was the one who said in 2016, why do I know these loopholes exist, and why do I do it? Because it exists, and all the uppers use it. So having these loopholes is a problem, but the flip side is, if you give companies an opportunity in an environment where monopolies do exist and our government is almost powerless to do anything about it, you will have a system in which the corporations will pay someone dirt and say, take it or leave it. And it's not like a small business might be able to pay a little bit more, but they probably can't because they're still competing with corporations that can sell for dirt cheap. And if they have no minimum wage where they can pay someone $2 an hour, they can drop their prices so far where all of a sudden it balances out their overhead again, being now it's just their electricity costs. They can still undercut the small businesses who can no longer afford to pay anyone or compete with the prices because they still have their overhead to worry about. And leases, like in these areas where the governments that own the buildings now are saying, well, we're going to keep raising our leases because there aren't enough people buying the leases. So you get a cascade effect, and it's only going to continue. And I say it's the old Bernie Sanders talking point of the stock market is the problem. You're forcing more and more people into a volatile stock market where it's, remember, we had the .com balloon, then eventually we had the housing balloon, but I'm noticing there are more and more balloons that open and pop, more and more volatility in the stock market, to where it shows we're looking at the degree of where we should be experiencing about, at latest, like 2027, a 1920s style stock market crash, because everyone is buying into everything as quick as they can. Some people are losing huge, and then when they lose huge, the people who already have all the assets are the ones buying it up. And we have antitrust systems here that just aren't being used, because the same people who are the judges for these cases and the same people who have lawyers are also the same corporations that are bought into these federal programs. I'm sorry, there's certain things Hassan Piker was right on. There are certain things people like Tim Pool or the Quartering were right on. There's a mix of both of them. So both of them are right and wrong. But it is bad. And I apologize for ranting on everyone like that, but I have a lot to say about my income absolutely sucking. And during this shutdown, I had to plunge ourselves further into debt to try feeding the kids, and I still had to ask around. It's not been fun. And it's only getting worse. So I'll see what I can do. Anyway, I am well past everything. I've gotten one more of those turned in. I gotta turn this off because my throat is... You see me coughing more and more. My throat's really itchy right now because I forgot to get throat coat tea. But I gotta make dinner for the kids. I'll see if I can get on again. And if I do, we're doing Lightyear Frontier because it is a much more relaxing game where I don't have to think as much of, trade center numbers, which I can check again. And nope, that did not sell. So I'm just gonna make it. I'll just have to make do. We'll see if that sells or not. That'd be awesome if it does, but I now have 2 of these, which means I need 3 more, and I'll be able to get something cool. Anyway, thank you for hanging out, everyone. I apologize for just, info dumping on you, but it's been a very stressful... It's been a stressful year. That's a big reason why I haven't been on so much. I'm stressed to as can be. Anyway, have a wonderful night, everyone. I'll see everyone either later or tomorrow. I really want to do some Lightyear Frontier with you because that is a very relaxing game, and it's hilarious that you get to do farming in a mech. So I will see everyone around again.